and the values and the principles that he stood for. It's the 29th year of the procession here in Leicester, but worldwide, Shia Muslims have commemorated the saint for over 13 centuries. It marks events very important in the lives of Shia Muslims everywhere, and I'm delighted to say I've got three guests here with me in the studios to tell you more. We've got Ali, Syed and Zainab. Zainab, I'm ever so sorry about this. It's just we've got a massive monitor here in BBC Radio Leicester, so I can't actually see Zainab's face. I'll just give you a quick wave over the top. So let's start with you, Ali. Tell me the importance of Saint Husayn to Shia Muslims. Who was he and what happened to him?
Well, Husayn was the grandson of the Holy Prophet, the Prophet Muhammad. Husayn stood up for values of peace, love. In the 13th century, he overcome a tyrant ruler. He went against oppression, and we do stand for his message of peace, love, and to overcome tyranny in this day and age as well.
So why march in his memory?
The values that he stood for, like I've said, it is very, very important, and it applies to everyone, not just Muslims and not just Shias. And we're trying to obviously march in the name of him to let people know of the values that he stood for.
I understand you'll be dressed in black. Is it a march of mourning, or is there a celebration aspect to it?
Yes, it is a march of mourning. On the 10th day of Muharram is the day when Husayn was martyred. So we are mourning his martyrdom. So men and women and children will be dressed in black as a sign of mourning.
Okay. Syed, now there's going to be a stall at the clock tower, I understand. What can you tell me about that?
Yeah, we are setting up a stall to explain more about the personality of Husayn and the great sacrifice that he gave on the plains of Karbala in present-day Iraq. Basically, Husayn was the grandson of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. And we all know the state of Arabia before the advent of Muhammad, that the Arabians, they were living in a kind of dark ages, days of ignorance. When he brought the message of God, then he spread the message of justice, and he established social justice. He gave them law, and everybody was living in peace and harmony. All the fights and wars were over. But after 50 years of his death, the tyranny and the oppression, it came back in the lands. And the tyrant ruler, Yazid, he demanded to pay oath of allegiance from the same grandson of Muhammad, peace be upon him, so that he could legitimize all the bad practices normally tyrants do, like oppress and kill people and take their property and make right wrong and wrong and right. So Husayn stood up against him, and he was left with only 72 people. But even then, facing an army of 30,000, he didn't back down. And he still went ahead that he said, I won't pay my oath of allegiance, otherwise it will become a standard or legitimize this kind of rule in Islamic world. So he stood up, and then he was brutally killed along with his children, his brothers, his friends, only 72 against 30,000 in present-day Iraq. So now every day from there on, every year in this month, we commemorate his sacrifice, so that we can tell people that if you are being outnumbered, no problem. If you are on the truth, no problem how many people are against you, you will still win at the end.
Zainab, what message do you hope that people will take away as they see your procession this afternoon?
Well, I just want to actually touch up on one of the quotes from Mahatma Gandhi about Imam Husayn, where he says that my faith is that the progress of Islam does not depend on the use of sword by its believers, but the result of the supreme sacrifice of Husayn. And the thing that you can take away from that is that, he stood up for compassion, love, and justice. And so he also put down a guideline for people that, if you are alone, you can still win, and as long as you have faith in what you are, trying to achieve.
So that's what we want people to understand and take away. Ali, finally, just let me know what time things are happening, what people can expect to see and get involved with.
Okay, so the procession starts around 2 o'clock at the Town Hall Square, running until 4 o'clock, which will end here at the Jubilee Square. But this year we're doing something different. We've also got a stall at the clock tower running from 11 a.m. till 5 p.m. The stall will be there as an information stall to give out information. We've also got merchandise there to take away for free. We've got balloons for the children to take away, and then we've got other merchandise as well, and we've got food and drinks available. So even if you don't want any information, come round to the stall. If you're in the city centre, come and have a free drink, have some chocolates, and just talk to us a little bit, and we'll be happy to serve you there.
Get a dialogue, get a conversation
Yes,
going.
definitely.
That sounds fantastic. Well, have a wonderful day today. I wish you luck with it. Thanks ever so much for joining us
Thank you
today.
very much.